but they're in it just to learn.
Welcome back to the Tuck Shop Podcast, folks. I'm, as always, Matt, with a little bit of a oddly weird, congested voice, but I feel good. It's just kind of the way the weather works out. How you doing, David?
You mean the weather, that it changes drastically?
A little bit.
Well, a little bit, a lot bit. I mean, I'm fine with winter's got to come, right?
Yeah.
It's, everyone knows that. What seasons are going to change. But when it changed so abruptly and so quickly, that's too much for the system. A couple of days, like let's go down 10 degrees each day.
At least something, yeah. Well, you had a pretty big ordeal on Monday getting in.
Yeah, it was.
First snow of the year always makes people nuts.
Oh, yeah. Coming in, I have to come in every morning from Blairsville, which means for those of us that are local, that's going up and down Penview Mountain, which I affectionately call the Donner Pass. And there were at least 9 people that I knew that were going to be late for work. They were involved in a vehicle collision in front of me. So, it kind of added for a little delay getting here yesterday. But today, made it all right.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, you get one day under your belt.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a rain after a period of dry spell. Like, no one remembers how to drive on it right.
Yeah, you wonder what that is.
So,
yeah.
Well, we had a successful last couple of weeks. We made it, at least I did, made it to the PGS conference. Alumni hosted. JT Banzu was our host up at Mount Aloysius. Had a great little conference.
And we had a couple of chemistry alum come back and
I'm out playing geographer, and you're learning about chemistry.
Yeah, it was interesting. The one thing that was interesting, that the one alum worked for a conglomerate that is under FDA regulation, and it was just amazing, his description of when a mistake is made, how it could take a month in paperwork to make sure it doesn't happen again. So it was kind of a great deterrent not to make a mistake. But it was interesting to sit from. You're right, chemistry's not my background.
Yeah,
not anywhere near my background. But it was good to see the interaction between the alum and the students that were being presented to. Both, I think, enjoyed it equally. And, as I mentioned, and I, posted on Facebook yesterday, if you're an alum and you want to come back and present, let me know. I have an alum right now that's interested in presenting to administration of justice and business classes.
Oh, nice.
But if you have an idea and you want to come back and, present to a senior class or a junior class or whatever, let me know, and we'll sort you through to the right professor or instructor. Always just so valuable.
And actually, I haven't got a chance to talk to you about it, but I'm going to send you the stuff for not next week, but the week after, the week before Thanksgiving, is National Geography Awareness Week.
Cool.
And we have some alumni coming back to talk about research they've done or different work, their jobs and stuff to students. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just think it's so important, on both ends to try to, continue to convey that, our alum need to connect with the students and the students need to connect with the alum. I say it several times that we've got a LinkedIn page that's over 15,000 members strong. And I would say that 2/3 of those, if not more, are Pitt Johnstown graduates.
Yeah.
Others may people just interested. But, I often tell seniors, go on that page. You're looking for jobs. Look to see who went to school here, and that's already an in. It really should help you.
I used your line the other day with a student about look at the directory because at least you have one thing in common with the person talking to you or interviewing you. I used that line on one of the student was asking me about it, and I used that line.
That's the one question you're not going to.
You're not going to. Yeah, so exactly right.
When they ask, "Did you attend UPJ?" You're going to say yes. They're going to say yes, and then you have something in common. Which, man, that was eons ago in the interview processes. But that makes a difference when you have something in common with the person that. And the interesting thing, and I'll say it again, just to, talking about alum getting out in the world, and both of these graduates had said that, well, one's in graduate school and one's in industry, but and I hear this over and over and over from alum, when they got out into the real world, it was just amazed. They amazed themselves and others around them of how prepared they were. Really, I don't want to use a cliche, ready for the real world, but just how much more advanced they were in chemistry. And I had that same feeling when I got out with a degree in journalism. But that UPJ education, really, you go out a lot of times and you're well ahead of your peers because of the small classes, because of the attention.
Yeah.
You see it from the side that you sit on, not being a student, but being an instructor, that, you really get out there. And I hear that over and over again, that our graduates are so prepared and they realize it themselves when they get there, and they think that's when someone asks a question or a procedure and they think it's just normal. And the rest of the group looks at them like, how did you know that? Or where did you learn that?
I was doing my normal floating around, looking at presentations and student research at the PGS, and one of our students was talking about her presentation. Actually, it was Adeline, who's been on the show.
Okay, yeah.
One of our junior scholarship award winners, and the people who were looking at it looked at her and said, "This would be like dissertation level, thesis level, PhD research presentation."
And it's funny because
she's just like so nervous about it because she's like, I don't think it that way, but that's what it is.
Right. I thought it was just what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's just, and again, that is both a testament to our instructors, our university, and to our alum, because there's got to be a receptor. You can present it, I'm sure, in the best way, but if the receptor on the other end is kind of like, I'm not getting it, I don't.
And I think this show, to that point, David, is a really good example of that. I cannot think, including today, of an interview we've done that isn't somebody who's done something cool or amazing, and it's not like we're filtering.
No,
it's not like we're picking through 200 people
Right.
and saying, okay, here's the top 1%. And like, if somebody reaches out and says, I want to be on the show,
they're on.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah. There's never, we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Now there might be, we'll try to get you on the schedule because we're booked.
Right.
But we've never said, you know what, you're going to be boring.
Yeah. Send me
or
your
you didn't
demo
really
reel.
do anything that made, no, it's never been that because they've all done it.
Correct. Absolutely.
So it just kind of continues to hound and show that point.
I mean, it's a UPJ pride thing. It really is.
So
you should be UPJ proud.
I think so. But no, we've got some stuff. It's been a little quieter. I've been spending part of my time watching this Atlas 3I asteroid thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Because that's kind of cool. Hey, when there's like, we think it's an asteroid, but it might be aliens. Who knows?
That sounds something science fiction.
At least it's entertaining.
There you go.
But
science is fun.
See, if this is what happens if I don't have completely filled my day with activity. But it doesn't mean we are out of activities completely for the year.
That's correct.
We have you have a couple days left to sign up and come to our alumni Delta Phi Epsilon Tomahawks game. That's correct. The 15th at 7:00.
That's Saturday, correct?
That's a Saturday. Yeah. So it'll be like you have 2 or 3 days to get tickets and come down and hang out with us.
Cool.
That'll be fun. And you have a cool thing that you've been working on.
Working on getting out. I want to call it regional, but I really want to call it just trying to get out, one of the new initiatives, trying to get out in the community and meet alum where they are. And our first attempt at that will be December 11th, I believe. Yes, December 11th. That's a Thursday from 5 to 7. We're going to be at Levity Brewery in Indiana, the one in Indiana. The president will be there. There'll be some staff there. There'll be other alum there. We're just asking alum to come out, have a couple of beers on us, a couple of, adult beverages, have some food, and really, share some stories. President promises to be there to talk a little bit about what's going on, the exciting things that are coming up. We are on the precipice of the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of excitement around that. He's always informative, always entertaining. So that's Thursday, the 11th, 5 to 7. Watch for some stuff on our social media platforms for more information. But if you're ready to jump the gun and you want to sign up, it's just literally letting me know, dgj7@pitt.edu, or, give me a call at Make sure I get the right...
For those who don't have the opportunity, David not only dropped everything on the floor, he's now currently using his flashlight on his phone to read his business card.
814-269-2081. So give me a call. Probably easier to give me an email since that was a little bit easier. But let us know you want to come out. If you want to bring a guest, that's fine too. It'll be a good time. Like I said, keep an eye on our social medias. This will be the first in a number of these that we'll be doing throughout the region. And again, it's just to get out amongst the alum, meeting them where they are. And you don't have to stay the full 2 hours. You can come hang out for an hour and 45 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you got. We'd love to explain those stories. And I'll tell you what, I say this over and over again, and it's very, very obvious. These things aren't any fun if alum don't show up. So I'm encouraging you. I know it's busy. I know it's December. I know there's a lot going on, but we'd like to see you on December 11th, 5 to 7 at Levity Brewery in Indiana, right on Wayne Avenue.
And if you didn't catch David's contact information, in case he doesn't remember,
got it.
All his contact information is in the description of the show, along with mine.
You don't need a flashlight on your phone to read that.
Well, you might, but
Maybe.
I'm not going to judge you on that one. So yeah, hockey game coming up. Levity Brewing event in December is coming up. That's kind of a cool deal across the board.
It's not something new. I know we've done these before. We're just trying to bring them back.
Yeah. We've done a kind of one thing that I did want to point out that came up at our board meeting. Well, a couple things about our board meeting. One, if you go on our social media, David was kind enough. If you want to know what we do and who's working on what. Our meeting minutes are now out there, public, so you can go back, and if you're a glutton for punishment and want to read the bureaucracy that kind of makes these wheels spin.
Or if you don't have an asteroid to watch.
Either one.
There you go. You fill your days with that.
That's all there available. You can go back and take a look at that. But the other thing is, and a member of our board stopped by, saw me yesterday, saw you yesterday, Jim Sestrich, who's been on the show before as well, stopped in because he was scheduling and looking for his spring class. And I wanted to make sure and remind folks that the lifelong learning program is still available. If you're 55 and over, this is where you vamp, David.
Oh, sure. But no, I tell you what's interesting. Again, when you talk to several of those alum that we know that have taken that lifelong learning or used that lifelong learning program, it's really interesting because, again, this is going to sound kind of strange, but they're in it just to learn. Like, they're just there for the knowledge. They're not getting credits. They're not getting, anything more than just that opportunity. And the flip side of that is to hear them talk about what they've learned. It almost gets into a point of a Rain Man situation where you're like, okay, enough about. I think Jim took was it Jim that took a class on state parks geography, or
Jim's taking basically he's running the geology gambit. Yeah. So he took something with earthquakes a year or two back. Last year he took geology in the cinema, where Dr. Kerrigan works through geology movie, Dante's Peak.
No,
Jurassic
that's an interesting
Park.
topic.
And this year he's doing something with oil and gas resources and the economy.
Yeah,
for geology.
And it's just, again, it's lifelong learning. It's
the learning. It's the UPJ Learning Plus program.
Okay,
if you want to search on the webpage for it, Learning Plus, 55 and over, and you can audit a course outside of computer science, physical education, or theater.
Let me ask a question. So I know we're talking a lot about alum, but if I'm not an alum and I want to take advantage of that, open to outside, also not alum?
I would contact the registrar or the go to the page and take a look. Yeah. The way it reads, it says community.
Yeah.
I would interpret that as potentially being anybody who would like to come.
Yeah,
I tend to focus on the alumni side of things. But yeah, it's the Learning Plus program, 55 and older. If you just go to upj.pitt.edu and search for it, it'll come up. If you want to do something by the spring term, it's December 1st.
I was going to say you probably got to hurry.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it's something I always keep look at, and I know it's been a something that he really loves and wants to stay with it.
Probably another question, and it's unfair that I'm asking these, I guess.
No, it's fine.
So can you take more than one class?
that one I have no clue
Yeah, again,
about.
I mean, but these are questions you may want to ask.
Yeah. Because you may want to, and maybe you see a schedule that backs to back if you want to do like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Back to back or something. Yeah. So, it's well worth if you're kind of looking and you say, hey, I've always been interested in this, or I want to gain a skill. Our vice president, Senator Wozniak, took my business database course because he's needing to do things now that he's never had to do before. Excel and write a Word document and stuff.
Still, night classes still exist, so I'm sure that there was a class that was in the evening if your day was filled. Yeah. It's
a cool program.
Yeah, it's a program.
And I wanted to. He reminded me, and I wanted to stress it to folks that is out there, and it's something to take advantage of.
Yep.
So we got that. You can come take a class. You can come hang out with us at hockey. You can go have a beer with David at Levity. A lot of cool stuff, and we're not even to Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah, wrapping it up for the year here.
So, as part of our continued series this term of all the fun folks that came back and spent time with us when they came with Tony Golden, sat down with Ben Epstein when he was here, and I thought we should probably listen to that interview today.
Yeah, he's got I'm not going to give anything away, but this was interesting because I'll say something about Ben. I don't know if you were within earshot, but we were talking to those alum like, do you have a story you might want to tell? And I'm not going to give it away, but there was a certain thing that Ben said that both of us kind of did a double take and said, say that again. You did what for who?
Yeah.
I'm going to just leave it at that, but it was one of those neat, quick, tell that story, because it was just, and he said it very kind of nonchalantly that at one point in my life after graduation, since I graduated, I did this for a certain person.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Pretty cool dude, and we're real glad to have him on the show. Yeah. And we're going to go listen to his interview right now. I'm excited today to welcome Ben Epstein to the show. Ben, thanks for sitting down with the podcast.
Oh, great.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 76, December of 76.
And we talked a little bit before you got on the show about you had a kind of an interesting minor situation. What did you study?
Right. So I say I studied ology, anything that ended in O-L-O-G-Y. So, of course, that would be psychology, and that would be anthropology. And anthropology was my minor.
What drew you to those fields?
Right. I just think it was because it was like human characteristics, human interaction. Mm-hmm. So that's why I like the psychology.
And you came on campus as part of the kind of the reunion group that Tony Golden, who's been on the show before, talked about bringing in. So you knew this friend group.
Yes,
I knew the group.
Yes, I knew the friend group. And it's almost as if, in my eyes, the college was so small that you almost knew everyone on campus. At least if you stayed on campus, you recognized everyone, and you knew most of the people who were on campus.
Because when you're talking 70s, early part of the 70s to 76, you're talking. For the newer alumni who like to listen, no LLC, no PPAC, no chapel that we would know by Krebs, no engineering and science building with the chemical as part of it, no nursing building, right. No Willow. There's a lot of places that didn't exist.
Didn't exist. So it was a lot being with nature and. When you compared it, because there was an option for Mamie to go to Pittsburgh, to go to the main campus in Pittsburgh. But I remember my father, check out UPJ. You'll be out in nature. Won't be as crowded. this and that.
Were you local? Why did you pick UPJ? Let me ask it that way.
Well, I was from. The reason I picked UPJ, I guess, was the influence on my parents and my father specifically, because he worked for Glosser Brothers.
Okay.
The clothing store that used to be down in Johnstown.
Right there. For those who know familiar with the city now, it's now a county County owns the building. It's right there on Central Park.
Right. But at one time, it was like the center of the town of Johnstown.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he suggested, hey, check out UPJ, and you said,
check out
UPJ.
And
you liked it.
And I liked it. I guess I liked it. Yeah.
When you graduated, you were kind of telling us before we started recording, you had a kind of an interesting career of different things, picking up different careers as you worked.
Right. Yeah, I had a few different careers. Yeah. But we were gonna. Do you want me to the story of out in L.A.?
I'd like to. I'm going to get that. Yeah, I wanted to kind of to head towards that way, because before graduation, and it's still not an uncommon thing now. You have a senior capstone project, a research project, a paper. You had to do something similar for yours, correct?
Yes.
And what was it?
And this was through the anthropology department. How it was initiated, I'm not sure. I guess the professor at that point must have suggested it to me, because what it was to travel out to Los Angeles and to participate in a political campaign in 1976 for the United Farm Workers when they were doing their union organizing. So somehow that professor connected me, I'm back here in Johnstown, PA, to make this trip out to Los Angeles and I guess set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you bus out, fly out, train out?
I flew out.
I
flew out, and then I worked. I worked on the campaign. There were some propositions that were part of the political. They were going to be during the election for the farm workers to have certain rights.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so that involved knocking on doors or signs or...
Yeah, that involved just walking down the street, holding signs, knock if you... honk if you see this sign, vote yes for proposition, I don't know, let's say Proposition 17. And I actually lived with... this group of young people that got together to do this... I guess we had like a dormitory situation, and we lived with the farm workers. We ate with the farm workers.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You mentioned that at some point you got a little tired of marching in the street and talking to people,
right.
and they gave you an opportunity, and you're like, this might be interesting.
Right. So what that was, they selected me to do security for Cesar Chavez. So he was such a controversial figure that he wouldn't stay at a hotel. He would move from house to house every night, and it was usually in just a residential neighborhood. But they would want someone to sit outside in a car as, quote, sort of security, just to make sure everything was okay. So that's what I did. And that gave me certain status, too. It took me like one step up from just the regular people working on the street.
So you're sitting out there outside of somebody's house at night.
Sitting outside, and a couple of times they asked us to come in, and he would just... So we'd walk into the kitchen, and he would just be there with 3 or 4 people having dinner, and we would see him there. Maybe say hello and then go back out to the car.
So I just love this image that you're basically packed up, sent to California for your senior project, and next thing you know, you're working night-turn security for a political organization and campaign.
Right.
Did that cross your mind? You're like, wait a minute, I'm kind of like I'm supposed to be writing a paper about this, but now I'm security. I'm like.
Yeah, I guess I just went with it.
Went with the flow.
I was young, I must have enjoyed it. I guess I enjoyed it.
So when you came back, you had to write a paper?
I wrote a paper.
Do you know what you got on the paper?
I got an A on the paper.
All right.
I remember that. I got an A, at least an A for effort. How could I not get an A? Going all the way out there.
That would be quite a story to the professor. Listen, I know you gave me a D on this, but come on, I was outside of people's houses working security.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
So
what do you think being back on campus in today with everything that's different and new and from when you were here?
Yeah, I think it's it's great to be back here. I see a lot of newness, but things have basically stayed the same a lot. They've kept the same characteristics, ambiance, if you want to say. Even the new buildings, are structured to keep that same feeling.
I think that stonework really goes along. Yeah. Every kind of emerges real nice.
Yeah.
So, Ben, I want to thank you for taking time with me today and sitting on the show and telling your story. And
thank you.
We won't make you work security for the podcast.
Thanks. Okay.
Have a great one.
Okay, thank you.
The Tuck Shop podcast is recorded live on the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown campus. Update your contact information with us by visiting johnstown.pitt.edu/alumni. Connect with us online via Facebook and LinkedIn, or consider donating to the university at give2.pitt.edu/giveupj.
This has been a production of Quantum Wave Media. Views expressed do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown.